Hello, and a huge congratulations on the movie. I'm not just saying it because I'm talking to you guys, but I was absolutely delighted by this movie. So,
Thanks, Barry.
Geraldine, I wanted to start with you because your comedic sensibilities are always on point, but you really did blow me away in this movie. So I am wondering, when you're on set, how do you know that you perfectly nailed a comedic beat? Who do you look to first? Do you feel it yourself? Do you look at Natalie? Do you look at your co-star? Who do you turn to?
Oh, that's tough. I think I feel it myself, but it's very rare that I'm like, yeah, did great. I feel like I'm always leaving the scene being like, but I think when I feel it, it feels really good.
I've gotten really obsessed with asking this question because I always find it mighty amusing. But what do you guys notice when Natalie is really loving what you do? What does she do behind the monitor that signals to you that you are nailing that take?
Sometimes I feel like I can see her in my periphery, like with her headphones on, looking at the monitor like this. When she's like hunched over and has her face in her hands, that's when I know that she's giggling.
100%.
I also know the two of you have very different acting backgrounds here. I mean, for both of you, is there any new technique that you picked up from the other that you can now take with you to future projects?
100%. I've been talking a lot today about learning a lot of stuff from Geraldine, but I think in particular, it was two things. One thing, kind of letting down my guard a little bit more. And secondly, going with the flow, especially if the cast, the director, and the set call for it. Just kind of letting loose and having the ability to watch the scene unfold in a slightly different way. So then necessarily might be scripted. So a lot of improv and stuff like that was a great learning for me.
When we were in rehearsal, Dacre had like gone through the script and made all these tabs and like noted every single scene, like what, like there was just such detail in his preparation. And I remember being like, maybe I should do that.
Did your homework. I respect that.
Yeah.
Dacre, are you really that uncomfortable with karaoke and dancing?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I am. And I
know you're a good actor, but like that body language in those scenes, it spoke to me because I have the same problem.
Oh, great! This is fantastic. We get along really well. I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not wired that way. So it obviously worked well in this scene, but I think it was a good thing for me to break down the walls because there might be a scene one day when it's like, dude, you have to act like you are into it. So I think that was important for me to have that broken down a little bit. And I think the main thing is like just learning to go, okay, I can kind of make a fool of myself because I feel like I have a category where I'm like, I can make a fool of myself in this range. And then once I'm outside that, I'm outside my comfort zone. And it was really important to confront that, I think.
Was there kind of like a rip the Band-Aid off moment in that respect on this set where you made a fool of yourself at one point in the shooting schedule and then it was kind of smooth sailing in that department after?
I think so, but I think for me, I was just leading towards the karaoke thing. Yeah, that was definitely a big thing for me.
Geraldine, do you ever get like self-conscious like that?
No, I think the only time I'm self-conscious is if it has to be like sexy or something. That's where I'm like, don't know how to do that. But in terms of making a fool of myself, it's where I love to be.
What about the, I mean, without spoiling anything, of course, but the big emotional beat towards the end, because I think that's another thing in this movie that you absolutely nailed. Was that kind of a new thing to jump into for you here?
I think, I feel like there's always, even in comedies, there's always that moment where I think it drops into a serious scene, or like, even in Blockers, I feel like there was a scene with John Cena where we were both being genuine and sincere. And so I feel like that's always there. So I knew that was coming.
Speaking of John Cena, and you've worked with so many incredible people over the years, and here you're the lead of the movie, you're number one on the call sheet. Who would you say that you learned the most from? Not even necessarily just like acting on set and leading a movie, but also just how the lead can kind of set the tone on set too.
I mean, really everyone that I've worked with that is like super seasoned, and I mean, Daniel Radcliffe comes to mind. He's such a class act and he works so hard and is so considerate. And same with Hugh Jackman. Like these people who have every right to act like a diva just don't, and they're such team players, and they make all the cast and crew just feel so excited to work on the project.
I love hearing that. Dacre, I'm curious, what do you find more difficult, playing someone a little more reserved like Nick here, or, maybe going a lot bigger with a character like someone like Billy in Stranger Things?
I feel like for me, the only way that I'm able to do it is to find similarities in a character I'm playing. So finding similarities in Billy, finding similarities in Nick, that's the only way I'm sort of able to level for it. I don't think it's ever easy to do like any of the stuff. I feel like it's easy to rock up on time and work really hard, which is all that I aim to do. And hopefully if I'm able to create a good character, then I'm lucky. So
it's surprising to hear that from you after so many shows and films at this point. Is there any specific thing that you do on set where you're like that's my comfort zone? I don't even have to think about it. I just get into it. I'm
always nervous, like always. I can't. It's one of the big reasons I can't do theater, because I suffer really badly from nerves on anything, anywhere, red cup, like whatever it be. But I definitely know that feeling in myself when I feel like I have relaxed enough in a character, and I'm kind of like in my head going, okay, I'm on the right track for myself. Even if it's not the right track with the director or the audience or so on, I'm always kind of trying to look for that. And I've really only had that one moment where in my career where I walked on set and I was like, I deserve to be here. Every other moment I kind of had this self-depre, like this kind of like thing of like, I don't deserve to be here. There's 50,000 people that want it behind me. And that's what I think drives me to work harder, because I'm like, well, if I'm here and I'm not good enough, I might as well work 50,000 times harder than those people behind me. And I think that's all that I can strive for.
What is that one moment?
Strange Things season 3, the sauna scene we shot over a whole week with Sean Levy, and I just put everything I had into it. And I think it was the first time I walked on set and went, I'm gonna fucking own the shit out of this. and I think it was a liberating moment, but also just always reminding myself to keep working hard and be extremely appreciative of the opportunities I'm given.
I like hearing that, but I'm also a big believer that those nerves come from deeply caring about your craft. So hold on to them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carrie.
Of course. So I know this movie is about letting things go, but as someone who really likes collecting movie props, I was wondering, have you two kept anything from the shows and the movies that you've done over the years?
Yeah, I'll let Geraldine. Yeah.
I feel like I've kept something from everything. A lot of the time, clothes. I've actually kept a couple of Lucy's dresses.
As you should.
I tried really hard. Costume was like, no. I'm like, yeah. But I also took in Nick's hotel room. There's this, when I'm like, this is hipster Narnia, and then we walk through the little tunnel. There's this boxing robe hanging, and I got to keep that. It says champion on the back, and it feels very the Broken Hearts Hotel.
Solid haul right there. What about you, Dacre?
I've only done a couple of things, and I've said this a couple of times today, so I got it down pat. Power Rangers, I kept a piece of the obsidian rock wall where we find the coins, the power coins. Stranger Things season 2, I kept my jacket. And Strange Things season 3, I kept a pack of Marlboro Reds that lived in my breast pocket. And on Broken Hearts, I kept Nick's bracelet. So those are my tokens on the very few things I've been lucky enough to work on that I've literally stolen. But no one's come asking questions.
I respect those choices. I might have a power coin myself.
Very good.
I wanted that thing and I was going to get it.
Oh, you have the one?
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.